Look at that. All that stitching. A little bit of braille over here. Breathable. A little mesh on the inside there. Stamping. A cool design for the front of the ton. How's it going? Today we'll be looking at the Jordan 38 Low. I've got two of them today. This one I bought brand new, and then this variation I bought used, but it's like a new condition. So I'm going to review the two of them. This is the 38th in line of the Jordans. By the making of this video, they've already just released some pictures of the 40, but I like this one a lot. This is probably one of my favorite Jordans, right next to the Jordan 33s. The look it's out there, it's different. This is the crimson tint colorway because it's not crimson at all, it's orange. But this colorway here is the coconut milk colorway. It's got some hot pink, and I'm a fan of the hot pink, but I actually do prefer the look of this one a little bit better. It was released not too long ago. The box though, I'm disappointed in. This is the outside. It's their move to zero. They're doing some recycling thing, so it's not as cool as the older boxes, which sucks because I just recently started buying shoes with their box. I was going on eBay and buying a lot of shoes new without the box. This one I bought new, and I'm not too happy about it because I'm a collector as much as I am a wearable, but what can you do about it? I think they've done this with a couple other ones. I know the Nike Blazer I have also had a box just like this. Like I said, it's kind of a bummer, especially when you're newer into the shoe scene, so I feel like this was a missed opportunity. It could have done a bit of a design, like maybe a little bit more ink, just something to show that they cared a little bit. But just taking a look at the shoe though, they went for a more fabricated, stitch stylized look of it. The mids are very much the same. The difference being is that there's not much back here, and then they pulled this diamond pattern off to the side a bit. And I think this is Mamba coating, like that braille that Kobe had. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what it looks to be. It definitely looks like some form of braille. Don't know if you can see that. Same thing on this side too. But the overall look is fantastic. I love it. This is a form of like synthetic leather. It's not rough. It's not like suede material at all. It's relatively easy to clean. When I got this one dirty, I was able to just take a dry eraser or a magic eraser and just brush away all the scuffings. The rest of the looks, this kind of looks like a vinyl on the front with, of course, the jumping Jordan look. The Jumpman, I think is what they call it. I'm not really a basketball player. I just love basketball shoes. Lacing system is pretty good. They went with the flat wide laces, and I actually prefer this over a lot of other lacing designs with all the shoes I do have currently. It's easy to tighten and it's easy to loosen, get on and get off. The coconut milk actually has kind of a little Easter egg feature that this one doesn't have. The back, nothing really on the ton here, but this one is actually based off of the sweatband that Michael Jordan had, where he had a black sweatband. I think it was on his knee, and then he would roll it down. You could see the red, but this is being hot pink. But there is a color that has the red. I'm convinced that that's what they were going for the ton of the shoe here. Comfort is overall pretty darn good. I would actually say it's better than most. In fact, it has this feeling of kind of like walking on clouds. I think it has the air zoom technology. The sides and all feel comfortable. The only issues I had was kind of around this top section. Around here, on the smaller toes, there's a tiny bit of discomfort, but it's not really noticeable unless you try thinking about it, like, oh, how's the shoe feeling? Otherwise, I could ignore it. I've walked around in the shoe for a while. I haven't entirely broken them both in entirely yet, and there's really not a need because the sizing's not too accurate. I'm a size 13.5. There's really no 13.5s out there for Air Jordans, at least for what I was looking for. These came in the size 14s, and I usually go half a size up anyways, but I feel like that was almost a mistake because these shoes fit too big for me. I've got normal sized feet. They're not skinny, they're not narrow, they're not wide, but it does feel this way. And I don't really have too many shoes that where it's an immediate like, oh snap, like did I get the wrong size? I mean, it's better than being too short. There's just too much toe space in the front to the point where I'm actually, when I'm walking, my heel's just coming out and slipping just a little bit every time I'm walking in the back end. But it doesn't cause discomfort. It's just almost feels like you're clowning. So inside though, I forgot to mention, it does have this quilted look. I'm a fan of it. I know the community's kind of split. I know I'm a Manure, I think. Manure is the name of some of the Jordans that are coming out. They have that quilted look. So I don't know if that's a new thing for Nike, but I'm just starting to see it recently. And I'm honestly a fan of it. Any issues I have, there was a quality control issue, and I think Nike has something that they need to work on. And I don't think they care, but both of them have little spots of glue on the front of the shoe. If I can remember, I can find it. There's little bits here, and it wouldn't be too noticeable if they were transparent, but they're kind of not. And then a little spot right there. I'll be doing a blacklight test in a second, but you can actually see that the glue seams are a little bit worse than you can notice. But I mean, I don't know if that's really nitpicking. This one's kind of annoying because I can't get rid of that unless I was to actually sand it down. There's a little issue right here too. But in terms of the overall, on the court, I've got a bad leg. So unfortunately I can't do a proper test with it. But with the limited mobility I have right now, I'm saying it's really good. I know that this is transparent, and both of them have that. So looking at the bottom, it's got all around, it's a pretty flat shoe, so this is clearly for indoor courts only. It's pretty tight in every single direction, jumping, lateral movements, sliding. I mean, you're not really going to trip or anything. I didn't feel like I was going to do any particular ankle rows if I was going to play basketball. And I'm a bit surprised because it's that, I mean, it's not that frosted blue one, but I know that there's a lot of complaints with that. And this shoe I have, the 0.3, this one's also that like translucent bottom, and this one's terrible. Any dust or no dust, it sucks. And I was on a little bit of a dusty flat surface and a dry one, and like I said, no problems with this shoe. So overall, despite the useless box that's not really good for collectors, I'd rate this shoe, I'd say, well, it's one of my favorite shoes. So I'm going to be biased in terms of design. I'd say the shoe design is 10 out of 10. Everything is 9 out of 10. Only cons I have would be the glue quality, which of course I'll show after this video about what's showing up, because blacklight will pick up on all the glue consistencies. That's more nitpicking, I feel, but this is Nike, so they should be doing better. And I feel like other shoe companies don't have this much of an issue with the blacklight test, so I'll get right into that. So with a quick blacklight inspection in reference to the Crimson Tint colorway, there's really not too much bad going on. There are some light smudges. 100% these are not from me. It's just around this particular side. It does go around, and that's about it. In fact, there's not too much overlap on this upper piece right here. That's not the big issue. It comes down to the coconut milk colorway, which is more severe. There's a lot of this weird coloration fading, and then it gets a bit more serious over here, a bit more smudges. Once again, this doesn't affect your shoe wear. It's pretty serious up front here. You won't notice it. It just comes down to what they've got going on in terms of the quality when they're making these shoes. I know this dropped off. The older Nikes don't have this issue. Other brands don't seem to have this issue. And I could be wrong, but that's more of a nitpick. Once again, it doesn't affect the whole look of the shoe. Still high quality shoe. So, and that's everything for the Jordan 38. Don't forget to dislike the video if you hated it, and leave a comment if you disagree. I'm out.